Bella trails her dainty hand up my torso, coming to a halt when she reaches my pecs. "You're so funny. Has anyone ever told you that you're so funny?" She giggles uncontrollably. She's seriously asking if, in my 21 years of living, someone has ever told me that I'm funny. I mean, I'm sure she's a very clever girl, but that's a stupid question. And she's not even drunk. I could probably excuse it if she was a bit tipsy, but I made sure she was fully sober before I started flirting with her. Either she was lying about that, or she's just trying to flatter her way into my pants. The flattery is my preferred explanation, of course. "So," Bella starts, her hand now grazing over my bicep. "This girl is really touchy. Not that I mind. I haven't been flirting with her for over 30 minutes to go to a fucking tea party with her. I haven't asked her yet, and obviously I would never act on signals alone, but she's sending a message straight to my brain that it's not exactly a quick chat she's looking for either. You go to UM. I don't think I've seen you around before." Bella finishes. Now, I'm not some big-headed idiot that thinks every student at UMitch knows my name. If you aren't into hockey, then you wouldn't know who I am, and you wouldn't give a shit. Hell, even if you went to a few Wolverine games, you still might not care who the captain of the team is. Her saying she doesn't know who I am wouldn't be an issue, if she wasn't lying, that is. How do I know she's bullshitting me? Well, for a start, she's wearing a Wolverines jersey with my name and number etched on the back. And when she approached me earlier, she never asked for my name. She just knew it. I move around a little to get away from her wandering hands. I still think she's pretty and probably a very sweet girl, but lying rubs me the wrong way. "Yeah, I'm a sports management major, on the hockey team too." Her face pales. "Yes, Bella, I did notice you're wearing a merch version of my jersey." "Yes, Bella, I do know that you just lied to me." I could have called her out, left our empty kitchen, and returned to the main party in the backyard. Grayson and Holden somehow managed to move the party out of the house, yelling something about more drinking games. But I decide to not embarrass her. And by the looks of her pink cheeks, I know that she'd be completely mortified. And call me old-fashioned, but I'm not really about the whole humiliating women thing. Not my style. Never has been, never will be. "Oh, wow. That's super cool." Smooth. "So I'm guessing you play for the Wolverines?" Her hand returns to my bicep. "Yep, I'm actually the captain." This is my way of getting her to confess. The lying just makes me super uncomfortable. "You ever been to a game?" I know damn well she has. The only place they sell team merch is the arena. And the only time they sell the jerseys is before and after home games. "Nope, but I'd love to watch you play sometime." Her lack of confession is what leads me to this theory. Bella must be a romance book reader. Specifically romances about a well-known athlete, actor, singer, businessman, etc. The kind of guy that gets recognized everywhere he goes and would be described as having women falling at his feet. In said story, the main character would meet Mr. Egotistical, not know who he is, shock horror, deny his request to go back to his condo, and then Mr. Ego would start the chase. My guess is that Bella is trying to pull one of those. She wants me to chase after her, and she wants to drive me completely insane by not acknowledging me and rejecting any advances. Unfortunately for her, I'm really not that well known anyway, so I just don't care. And once a woman tells me no, I back the fuck off and never return. Run for the hills with my dick tucked in between my legs. Oh yeah, another flaw in her plan is the fact that she's wearing a oversized jersey with my name on the back. Sorry, Bells. Maybe shoulda, though, this one through a little more. Now you know some stuff about me. How about I know some stuff about you? She smiles at me like I've just fallen into the trap. Well, I'm a biology major, I'm on the volleyball team and, oh, I'm not wearing any underwear. Oh, Lord. Okay, Bella, I see you. Somehow I manage to cough and splutter out a string of words. Biology, huh? Must be interesting. Bella moves her body closer, her chest now crushing into mine as her hands drift under my shirt and up my torso. Uh-huh. I'm sure I could teach you something real special about biology. If you want? Her fake eyelashes flutter closed, her face inching closer and closer to mine at an antagonizing, slow pace. I don't like that she lied to me. That's super weird and just makes me uncomfortable. But she's actually been nice to talk to, flirty, but nice, and she's cracked a joke or two. I can also tell she's a pretty interesting and good-looking girl. So I lean down only slightly, not having to dip too far, and my lips meet hers in a kiss. Bella's probably on the taller side of life, maybe 5'8" or 9. She's also wearing heels, adding a good 2 inches to her height. That means, compared to my 6'4", she's probably only 4 inches shorter than me. She slides her hands up my shoulders and loops them around my neck, urging me forward so that I'm pressing her against the refrigerator with my hips. As soon as she's pushed up against the cool mental, her tongue shoots past my lips and into my mouth, her teeth bashing painfully against mine. How awkward do you find that out of 10? It always really freaks me out. The patter of footsteps against our tiled floor makes me pull away from Bella a little. She just tugs me back and hums into my mouth. Oh fucking shit, I'm so sorry. Yikes, I'm such an idiot. Oh my god, so sorry. A voice yelps, spotting the position I've found myself in with a total stranger. I know that voice. I've spoken to that voice. Shit. That voice whispered in my ear about 2 hours ago. I immediately yank my mouth off of Bella's, the separation making a disgusting smacking noise that makes my toes curl. Shit, 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 I chant in my head as I back away from the refrigerator and turn, my eyes instantly attaching to a swaying Willow, her hands desperately trying to open a beer bottle with a fork. Willow? I call out, watching intently as she opens up another drawer and brings out a spoon. Yep, makes total sense. If a fork can't open her bottle, a spoon sure as hell will. So, instead of trying to grab her attention through words, I make a move for her and gently pry the beer out of her hands. Then, and only then, do her eyes snap up to mine. Well, fuck me. She may be absolutely shit-faced, but damn does she have the most beautiful brown eyes. What's with you and stealing my drinks? She scowls at me, those same honey-colored eyes narrowed into slits. Bella shifts behind me, her heels tapping against the floor as she moves closer to me. As a weird attempt to stake a claim, she also wraps her hand around my arm. Yup, because I'm just searching for an opportunity to hit on an extremely intoxicated girl. Unbe-fucking-leavable. How much have you had to drink since beer pong? She was so swooped up in the madness after getting crowned beer pong queen. It was like every man and their dog wanted to congratulate her or hit on her. I saw a lot of both. Crowds of drunk college kids, all mobbing around and yelling, isn't really my scene, so I hightailed it out of the room and haven't seen the queen since. Willow was pretty wasted during that last throw, so I don't even want to think about the hangover she's going to experience tomorrow, especially after she's guzzled down whatever the hell had made her all frazzled and wobbly. I did like around shots. Oh, and then we played Spin the Bottle. Yano, 'cause Hastings is a 13-year-old at heart, and when it was my turn, it landed on Holden and I was all, in your fucking dreams. And then it got real funny 'cause... I turn towards Bella, my mind already made up, as Willow chatters along in the background, her drunk ass barely even noticing that I'm ignoring her. I'm really sorry, but I've got to sort her out before she hurts herself. I'm not sorry, not one bit. Willow's absolutely fucking wasted. and I sure as hell don't want to watch as she drinks herself sick or ends up in the ER getting her stomach pumped. Nah, no way. Not on my watch. Can't she look after herself? She seems fine to me. Bella huffs, not meeting my eyes because we can both still hear Willow hiccuping and talking to herself like a madwoman. She knows full well that Wills needs a babysitter right now, and that babysitter is going to be me. I'll come find you once I've tucked her into Everett's bed. I don't bother explaining who Ev is. Bella knows damn well. She probably also knows that Willow is his twin sister. The resemblance is striking. Although Willow is obviously the better-looking Kennedy sibling, and that's a totally unbiased opinion. Bella just nods with a huff at my promise and storms out the room and towards the thumping music. "What language do sea turtles think in?" Willow asks, once Bella is out of earshot. Fantastic. She was actually holding back her drunk thoughts, just saving them up for as soon as Bella left the room. "All right, Your Majesty. You ready to call it a night?" "Excuse you, sir. I'm totally fine. I don't need to go bed yet." Her face smacks against the overhead cupboard door she's opening. "I'm totally fine." Yeah, I beg to differ. "That looked like it hurt. You good?" "Mm-hmm. Ouchie." She rubs fiercely at the red spot smack down in the middle of her forehead. "That's going to be lovely mixed with a hangover." "Willow?" I call out. She ignores me, her search for whatever she wants seemingly more important. "What are you looking for?" She decides to actually acknowledge me this time. "Oreos. Can't find them in this dumb-as-fuck kitchen?" Willow's hands fly out in anger as she jabbers away, cursing when she starts to run out of cabinets to open and rummage through. Unfortunately, there aren't any. Everett steals them all and hides them in his bedroom. I lie. Ev doesn't like Oreos, not even a little bit. He's never told Willow this because, according to Reese, she would disown his ass. I said fair enough. The truth is that I steal all the Oreos and hide them in a box under my bed, but I'm dangerously close to throwing Willow over my shoulder and hauling her upstairs, so I need to use a new strategy. Lying, however uncomfortable it makes me, if sometimes necessary. "That son of a bitch!" She stumbles out the kitchen and down the hall, heading the complete opposite direction to the stairs. I chase after her, catching up to her wobbly body in no time. "This way, pretty girl." I steer her body back down the hall, keeping my hands on her shoulders for support. Despite my hands holding her up slightly, the second Willow's Converse-clad feet hit the third step. She's a goner. I don't let her slip off onto the floor. In fact, she stays pretty still after I gripped her waist from behind, but she still closes her eyes and squeals her head off. "All right, I have a feeling this isn't going to work." I run a hand over my face and contemplate my next move. Well, I'm sorry it's had to come to this. My hands swoop under her legs and scoop her up into my arms, deciding to carry her bridal style up the stairs and to Ev's room. "Holy shit, you're so up high here." Willow laughs, peeking down to the floor. I really was expecting more of a protest, maybe a squirm or kick, but instead I've gotten nothing. All she's doing is chilling in my arms, laughing at how tall I am as I move up the stairs. "Who kept on feeding you drinks, Wills?" I ask when she starts to poke my left dimple. Whoever was handing her those drinks or whoever was watching and didn't cut her off? Yeah, me and them are going to be having some strong words. "I don't to fucking know, I just kept going to the cooler," is her response. The words all squished and jumbled together whilst she dangles her head off the side of my arm and watches the world pass by her all upside down. Probably how her brain will feel in the morning. Upside down and inside out. Yeah, good chat," I mutter, but she seems to catch my words, so I earn myself a pinch of my ear. Willow's legs start to swing as we near closer and closer to Everett's room. To be honest, I'm not too sure what my game plan is here. Obviously, delivering her onto Ev's bed is a smarter idea than plopping her down on mine. There's no doubt about that. But what am I supposed to do next? What, fucking leave her alone in a room, drunk as your weird uncle on Christmas, and just hope no creep walks in? I don't like the sound of that. Tate, 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 Tate! She pokes my dimple repeatedly. Oi, mister! Her scream echoes through one ear and right out the other, painfully slicing through my fucking brain cells. What? You just walked past Evie's door. Well, that was unintentional. I don't even bother asking how she knows whose bedroom is whose. Sure, she hasn't been to this house before, but I'm certain Ev has given her a little tour over FaceTime. Are you sure I'm the one drunk? Maybe you are. Oh my God, that's such a good conspiracy theory. She cackles at herself, snorting even louder when I accidentally hit her head on Everett's doorframe whilst carrying her inside. I, of course, apologize 1,000,001 times, but she just laughs at me like a total maniac. She's a fucking weirdo, but I kind of like it. You ready to do some walking? I ask, once the door is securely shut behind me and I've turned the lamp on. Willow squishes her face against my chest and whines out a muffled, "Nuh-uh." You know your heart? Yeah, that organ that pumps blood around your body? Yup, mine just exploded. Willow, I'm gonna put you down now. You're such a meanie. Her head hits my chest, her dark brown and caramel curls following the jerked movement. I am not a meanie. Take that back. Yes, you are. I was looking for you after the game, but you just fucking vanished. That was rude. You didn't even come to bow down to your new queen. Willow, I didn't mean to just... Nope, not interested in your excuses. I say you deserve to be executed immediately. Those bright eyes meet mine. Fuck me. But I did just carry you all the way up here. That has to count for something, right? Willow takes a moment to think about it, her perfectly shaped eyebrows furrowing. I suppose so. She decides upon, swinging her legs and squirming again. All right, Your Highness. Ev mentioned earlier that you brought some clothes with you. I walk her over to the bed and sit her softly down on the mattress. She ignores me, her fogged-over eyes running over the mess in Everett's room. You get changed. I'm just going to tell your brother where you are, okay? She nods, but I need words. Willow. Those eyes snap to mine. That okay? I'll be right back. Do not leave this room. She just smiles wickedly at me, which would make me either super nervous or horny, but the massive yawn that follows lessens the effect. I don't want to chance it though, so I literally sprint out of the room, take the steps 3 at a fucking time, and begin the hunt for Everett. Music is still raging from both the backyard and the living room, so I decide to search there first. Everett Kennedy! I yell out once my feet land in the living room. Nothing. No reply. Just a whole load of sweaty and drunk people grinding all over one another. Everett! I try again, shoving my way through the mass of bodies so I can stand on our coffee table. With this better vantage point, I quickly determine that Ev isn't here, but I do spot a more sober-looking Ginger chatting to very disheveled Salma and Reese. I might have just the hit jackpot. McAllister! Reese, do not fucking move! I scream, jumping down from the table and sprinting over to them, making it just in time to stop them from heading outside. I've left Willow alone for around 3 minutes, and I'm already concerned, so finding Everett as soon as possible is, dare I say, crucial. Well, hey, good lookin'. What can we do for ya? Salma sings once I reach them, dropping me a kiss on the cheek before returning to Reese's side. I'm looking for Everett. You seen him? I direct my question at Lane, knowing damn well that Mr. and Mrs. McAllister darted off to their bedroom the second Sal set foot through the door. He left a little while ago with that girl, said he's staying at her place tonight. Why? I had to carry Willow up to his room, and I just wanted to let him know, but I guess a text will have to do. I mutter, pulling my phone out from my back pocket. Willow, why is she okay? Sal asks, her frantic eyes searching my face. If by okay you mean completely wasted, then yeah, she's fan-fucking-tastic. Reese laughs loudly at my comment, which earns him an elbow to the ribs from his girlfriend. I take the opportunity to shoot Ev a message as Salma scolds Reese for laughing at Willow's drunken state. Tate, hey man, proud of you for getting the girl. Tate, just letting you know, Willow is extremely wasted and in your bedroom, hopefully fast asleep. Tate, have fun tonight. Oh, and wrap it up. I leave out the whole me carrying his sister up the stairs part. Call me crazy, but I don't think he'll like that very much, so it's better to be safe than, well, dead. I'm gonna go check on her. I'll see you guys later, I ask, tucking my phone back into my pocket. Keeping Willow safe is my priority right now, but I did promise Bella that I'd come back, so I'm hoping I can set the queen down for the night and catch up with my friends after. Tate! Lane calls right as I'm about to dash back upstairs. Tell her I'll be up in an hour or two? I just nod at her and make a break for the stairs, running through and avoiding all the people calling my name. Oh shit, I'm pretty sure I heard Bella shout for me. Oops. My body breaks to a halt as I meet Ev's door. Looking down at my watch, I see that I've only left Wills alone for about 7 minutes. What damage could one girl do at 7 minutes? Probably a lot in the state she's in. Without hesitation, I knock on the door and wait patiently until a soft "come in" is called out. The first thing my eyes meet is Willow, her limbs spread out across Everett's bed in a starfish. But now she's changed out of that tiny leather skirt and bodysuit and is dressed in a large Wolverine's hoodie and rolled-up sweats. Damn. How bad is it that I wish she was wearing my Wolverine's hoodie and not her brother's? Well, I guess that depends on who you ask. Reese and Logan would probably call me an idiot, but laugh at me anyway. Grayson and Holden would support me fully. But that isn't a good sign. Everett would punch me in the face so hard my jaw would flip. Worth it? Well, hey there. Willow giggles, her curls splayed across Ev's pillow in a what should be illegally enticing way. Fuck, 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 fuck. Well, would you look at that? I move closer to the bed and gesture my hand down her body. You actually did as you were told. She snorts at me and shakes her head. Thought I'd make your life a little easier. Well, it seems like so far she's only made my life harder. Fucking hell, that sounded way too dirty. All right, pretty girl, you ready to go to sleep? I have to talk a little louder than usual as the storming outside progresses. It started raining about an hour ago. Ever since then, the winds have picked up and the rain started to pour harder. Willow is in the process of nodding her head and actually doing me a favor when a loud thrash and boom of thunder rings through the room. What follows the flash of lightning and booming thunder is what I can only describe as a shriek. Willow's body now flung under Everett's comforter. I edge closer and pull the covers back slightly, discovering a still very drunk Willow with her hands over her ears. So, naturally, I take her hands in mine and sit down on the bed next to her. What's the matter? My voice is now barely above a whisper, but she hears me. Nah, nothing. Nope, nothing. I'm good. Her timid voice is shaky, and her whole body shivers when another slash of lightning streaks across the sky. You sure? She just nods and shuffles further up the bed, her knees tucked up to her chest. That's when I notice the pair of fluffy socks that are covering her feet, a repeated pattern of pink and purple butterflies dotted around the white fabric. Cute. Very, very cute. Okay, well, Everett's staying with some girl he met tonight, and, Lane said she'll be up in a bit, so I guess, I guess I should go? I have never hated myself more than I do right now. Okay, Willow whispers back, now with her arms wrapped tightly around her knees. Okay, I murmur to her, getting up off the bed and making my way to the door. My plan is to lock the door with my key and then hand it to Lane once I go back down. I mean, the very last thing I want is for some fucking creep to come in whilst she's sleeping. Another thrash of the trees and a series of bangs makes me halt my movements. Why? Because Willow let out an ear-piercing scream that then is followed by a whimper and shaky breaths. Tate? Her small voice pipes up. Can you stay with me? Just until the storm stops, or until Lane comes back. Drunk Willow is scared of thunderstorms. My heart just exploded all over the walls. Yeah, yep. Cool. I turn back around and sit down on the chair near Ev's bed. God forbid I actually get into a bed with this woman. I think I would combust. Seriously, I'm scared for my health at this point. Was that a Brooklyn 99 reference? She laughs at me, moving over to the right of the bed. Did she just... No. Nope. No. Did she just make room for me on the bed? I shake my head out, trying to clear my foggy brain and answer her. Yeah, it was. You've watched that show? Of course. Who hasn't? Good point. Who's your favorite character? I ask, mostly because I'm genuinely curious, but also because the rain is pouring down harder now. I don't think my heart could take another scream or whimper. Ooh, that's a toughie. Maybe Gina? I don't know. She makes me laugh, though. I think mine might be Holt, but honestly, I'm a big Jake and Amy fan. Her face immediately lights up, then dims slightly when another round of thunder starts. So, what is it about thunderstorms that freak you out? I get out of the chair and move to sit on the edge of the bed, basically the furthest away I can get. I wasn't joking earlier. If I get too close to her in a fucking bed, I will probably die. They don't when I'm sober. It's just freaky when my head is all scrambled, loud and thumping. Like, Thor, do you fucking mind? It just makes me angry and scared. Did that make any sense? No. Nope. I still don't get it. But I nod at her anyway and shift, so now I've actually got my legs up on the mattress. You tired? I ask her, because I know that I'm fucking wiped. I don't know if that's because I woke up early for a run, or because I've been setting up for the party all day. Could be from the actual party itself. Or, shock horror, could be from dealing with an entirely too beautiful and drunk Willow Kennedy. She hums, shutting her eyes, and then quickly opening them again when another strike of lightning can be heard. How about you ask me some questions? She sneaks a look at me through the corner of her eye. What kind of questions? Well, you're writing that article for the school paper, right? How about you start my interview? Willow snorts at me, as if I'm sober enough to write down your answers and interview you. She's not as drunk as she was, that's for sure. I can tell because that's a damn good point, and Willow 20 minutes ago wouldn't have been able to cone up with anything like that. My brain goes blank, trying to think of something we could talk about to keep her distracted. In all honesty, I was about to give up and just sit in silence until another frightened squeak comes from my left. What's your favorite color? I ask, actually meeting her eyes for the first time since I got on the bed. Green, but not like the weird green, like that sage green color. What's yours? Yellow. It's my mom's favorite, so she kind of forced my siblings and I to love it. You have siblings? Yup, I actually have 3. My parents first adopted Seth. He's 29, married with 2 kids. Then they adopted Caleb, 25, then it's me, and lastly, my little sister Blair. She's 17 and a pain in my ass. She laughs at my last comment and asks the expected question. So, your brothers are adopted? Actually, all three of us boys are. Blair was kind of a miracle, so she's their only biological child. Not that it makes a difference. Her eyes are locked on mine, shining with interest as I speak. That's really cool. Are they all into hockey as well? I was totally expecting more questions about being adopted. Usually I get swarmed with, "Why were you given up?" Or "How old were you?" Or "Do you still treat the others like they're your blood relatives?" That last question pisses me off the most. It doesn't really matter whose DNA you have running through your veins. Family to me means who I love and would do anything to protect. I would do just about anything for my parents. I'd probably kill for Blair and my brothers. Well, they're both dicks, but I actually do love them. Have I ever told them that? Pfft, as if. Shake your fucking brain out, Tate. Kind of. We all grew up playing, but I'm the only one who still does. Blair isn't into sports, Seth's wife would probably lose her shit if he tried, and Caleb just sucks at it. I inch closer to her on the bed, so half my body isn't hanging off. So, why did you carry it on? Is it the fighting? Because I've seen you play about 1 billion times, and you spend your fair share of time in that penalty box. She looks at me scoldingly, and it of course sends a shiver down my spine. Half in a good shivery way, half in a "I'm actually scared of this woman" way. You're a comedian, you know that. I poke her shoulder, obviously forgetting how drunk she is because that small poke makes her sway slightly. But, on a real note, I kept on playing at first because Seth was so much better. Then me and I wanted to skate circles around him. Willow laughs at me, a little too wildly. Yup, definitely still drunk, and nods for me to go on. So, even after he quit playing, I carried on because I wanted to be better than him, and somewhere along the way, I just fell in love with it. Not going to lie, I was expecting a deeper story than just wanting to beat your brother. She mocks me, laughing when I stick my tongue out at her. What about you and Ev? You mentioned once that you used to play. Well done, Tate. You just told her that you listen and remember every fucking word she says. Fucking moron. My dad used to play in the NHL. In fact, he was a Wolverine before he got drafted. But he retired as soon as my mom died, probably because he wanted Ev and I to have a more stable upbringing. Anyways, after he retired, he started coaching all the school and minor league teams in our area. It was only natural that us two learnt how to skate before we could walk. I already knew that. I mean, I could tell that she was a natural-born skater the second her blades touched the ice. Silence rings through the room again, accompanied, of course, by the thundering storm outside. Willow shuffles a little closer to me, and I mean just a tad, but her warmth and scent surround me quickly. I don't even know how to describe how she smells. I mean, I don't go round campus sniffing people and recording what they smell like. But, and I'm no expert, if I had to guess, Willow smells like vanilla, cinnamon, and apple. What's your favorite food? I blurt, before I shove my face into the crook of her neck and inhale. Empanadas, it's an Argentinian dish, kind of like a pastry filled with some good shit. Her smile grows even wider when she catches me staring. You should get Ev to cook it for you guys sometime. I just might have to do that. What about your favorite snack? Sue me for wanting to know more about my friend's sister and team photographer. This is just what good leaders do. Oreos, obviously, which, by the way, I searched for and came out empty-handed. Willow's scowl slices straight through me. Is it kind of fucked up that her glare turns me on? Yep, no, it's really fucking weird. Oh my god, I love peanut butter. And carrot sticks with some hummus. Jesus, and mint chocolate ice cream. She says it all in one breath, barely stopping in between words. Peanut butter? Over Nutella? Nope, you're a psycho. That earns me a slap to the chest. Oh yeah, If your snacking opinions are so elite, what are your favorites, huh? Easy: Nutella, Skittles, Oreos, and most importantly, jam sandwiches. Willow lets out a big yawn and snuggles down into the mattress. You got any tattoos? I ask when another round of thunder starts up. She hums at me, shutting her eyes. 2. You? She answers softly, her voice very clearly drowsy from how sleepy she is. I do a quick count in my head, trying to remember some of the less visible ink I've gotten. There's the one on the inside of my bicep, the one under my left pec, just above my ribs, then the one on my thigh, oh, and then one on my collarbone, and one that wraps around my shoulder blade. How many is that? 5. That's fucking 5, Tate. Why is it that simple math makes my head hurt when Willow's around? It's like I can barely fucking think whenever she's breathing the same air as me. 5. Where are yours? Don't you dare say anywhere that will plummet my mind straight to the gutter. Rib cage and behind my ear. She pulls her hair back slightly, uncovering a small 2, written in the font that seems to be what robots have their numbers written in. I would show you the rib cage one, but I'm not wearing a bra, so... Willow's sleepy and still slurred voice whispers. What the fuck? No, sorry. I can't handle this shit. I am 10 seconds away from exploding. Cool, yep, yeah, yep, cool, very nice. I cough and clear my throat between every stutter, my face a flaming red color. Willow, of course, has her eyes shut so doesn't see me fanning at my skin and mouthing, holy fucking hell, fucking holy shit. Not my finest moment. Where are yours? Her tired voice barely carries over to my ears. Yawning, she shifts onto her side and first the comforter in her hand. Fucking fuck me. I cough again, still in state of shock. All over the place, really. Bicep, ribcage, thigh, collarbone, shoulder blade. You? I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid, idiotic moron. I just told you that, silly. Yeah. Call me Dory because I've got short-term memory loss. I laugh at my own kind of joke, not because I find it funny. No, I laugh because I'm a fucking idiot. Willow lets out a soft chuckle into the pillow, her body slowing, relaxing completely. Willow, I whisper, gently moving some hair away from her face. I just get a low hum in response, so I take that as my sign to stop talking. Instead, I decide to watch her, and I swear not in the creepy Edward Cullen way. It's just not every day you get to see a sleepy, totally relaxed Willow Kennedy in all her glory. And by glory, I mean the way her brown curls are tossed over her shoulder and cascading down her back. And by glory, I mean how her perfectly manicured fingers grip the bedsheets. Oh, and by glory, I mean how all her features have quite literally been carved by Jesus himself. High cheekbones, sharp nose, and plump lips. Fierce eyebrows that I can just tell she spends ages perfecting. I do feel bad for her, though. She's fallen asleep with her makeup on. With having a teenage sister and all, I know that waking up with a full face of makeup is the equivalent of hell on earth. So I do what any decent man would do. I get up off the bed, trying my hardest to not make the floorboards creak, and walk into Ev's adjoining bathroom. He shares it with Logan, kind of a Jack and Jill type situation. I search through the cupboards under the sink until I find Logan's girlfriend's stash of shit. Tampons. Nope. Some weird hair oil. Nuh-uh. Jewelry, panties, makeup. No, and no. And just when I'm about to give up all hope, my hands meet the bottle of makeup remover. I remind myself to thank Ashton for keeping her crap in our house whilst searching for a clean washcloth. We have plenty of used and dirty rags, but I really don't think Willow would appreciate that. With all my stuff collected, I tiptoe back to the bed and sweep Willow's hair away from her face gently. The key here is to not fucking wake her. What would I say? Oh, hey Willow. Sorry I woke you. Just was watching you sleep and saw you had your makeup on. Fucking weirdo. I tip some of the makeup remover onto the cloth and start to slowly and very carefully sweep it over her face. I go over her eyebrows first, extremely shocked when I pull back the cloth and don't see any product. Damn, those things are fucking natural. After wiping away her makeup as best as I could, I made it to the final and worst part. The part that I'm fucking dreading. Her lips. I'm way too tempted to just let her sleep with lipstick on, but I don't do anything half-assed. So I pull up my big girl panties and move the cloth down to her parted lips. I turn my head away, blindly swiping because I know that if I look, I might just die. Why? Why does this woman have to be insanely interesting, with intelligence beyond what I could ever achieve, and on top of that, she's hilarious and fucking gorgeous. Seriously, fuck my life. Willow Kennedy may be afraid of thunder and lightning, but I'm thoroughly afraid of her. She's like a lightning strike, beautiful and captivating to no end, but oh so fucking dangerous.